Hi, this is shayluvhair. This video is dedicated to my mother. She got her wings 10 years ago yesterday. I wanted to make this video not only to help me work through some of my grief, but to help someone else and to let you guys know that you're not alone. And losing a parent is something that no one can understand unless it's actually happened to you. There was a lot of grief in my life, and I'm living with it day by day. In the description box below, I will have a website and a phone number for grief counseling. That's free. So I hope you like the video. I hope it helps you. Peace and blessings. Hi guys, it's Shayla. So I'm backing out. I'm going to pick up my son, and I just wanted to talk with you guys. Yesterday marked my mother's 10 years of passing away. She's been gone for 10 years. And I don't know, it's been hard. Anybody that says losing a mother or a parent or whatever gets easier in time, clearly they haven't lost a parent. I guess I'll start out by telling you the story about what happened. And I'm sorry I'm driving. I'm going to pick up my son, so it may get blurry or, bumps, noises, sorry. But I hope for the most part you can hear me, and I hope that this message helps someone, even if it's just one. I'd be happy with that. Just to know that you guys that's been through this, that you're not alone, that your feelings, you're not the only one. So I was 26 years old when my mom passed, and I had just had my daughter. She was about 4 months old, and from the moment I had her, I just felt like something was wrong. Well, it's not even that. It was even while I was pregnant. But, I was very close with my mom anyway. I mean, we fought like cats and dogs, but she was my best friend. And I'm 26 years old. I'm married. I've already got one child. I'm pregnant with another. She's still calling me to wake me up in the morning. I would get up, get dressed, take the baby to daycare, take my son to school or his daycare, and then I would go to her job, eat breakfast, and then go to my job. And then lunch came, and I either went and picked her something up and I came and ate lunch with her, or I ate lunch with her there at her office. She was a dietitian. And then when it got time to get off, she would either get the kids and tell me that she got them, or I would pick up the kids, either way, and then I would go by her house so that she can see the kids, or I would go to the house to get the kids, and most likely be watching Wheel of Fortune, and then I would go home, which was right next door, literally right next door. And this was every day without fail. Saturday mornings, we get up, we go yard selling, we go shopping, all day, especially when my daughter was born, because, it's a new baby. We fixing the shop, And, it was just without fail, like, that's who I hung with. That was my friend. That was my mom. Yeah, she got on my nerves a lot, but what mother didn't? Well, one Saturday morning, she got up, and we were going yard selling, but she called me, and she said, I'm a bit tired, and I don't think that I'm gonna go today. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought that you wanted to go because she wanted to get this thing for Belle. I forget what you call those things, but they're not walkers, saucers. Saucers, that's what they are. She wanted to get a saucer, but she didn't want to get a new one. We wanted to go yard selling and see if we could find one. So I was like, I thought you wanted to go get Belle a saucer. And she was like, oh, yeah, I do. She was like, I don't know. I'm going to just give it a while. So, like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes later, she calls me back. And she's like, yeah, let's just go because I really want to get her one. She said, but we probably won't stay out that long. She said, we have choir practice at like 2. And, so we'll just do that and get something to eat, go to choir practice. And I said, okay, cool. So we get out on the road, we go, we find the saucer, we have fun. 2 o'clock rolls around and we're still out. We pull into McDonald's. I'm sorry, it's not gonna be good if I'm crying this early. Jesus, excuse me. Went to McDonald's and it was almost 2 o'clock, and we were like, my mom was like, I don't want to go to choir practice. You want to go to choir practice? And I'm like, no, no, let's just call out. So my Aunt Effie was over it, over the choir practice or whatever that we were supposed to be practicing for. And so she calls Aunt Effie and she has her like on speakerphone, and she's like, Effie, we're not gonna be able to make it to choir practice. I'm still out and I got the baby. Like, just making excuses because we playing hooky and we giggling and everything, and it was hilarious. Going to McDonald's, get something to eat. But as the afternoon progressed and we were going out, she just kept saying, I'm not feeling well. I just feel really, really tired, and I don't know why. When I was looking at her, and her complexion was like darker. My mom was a very, very fair person, very light skinned, and I don't know, it was something about her complexion. It just seemed darker. It had a tint to it, and I was like, well, do you want to just go to Pri-Med or something? And she said, no, I'll just wait and go to the doctor. And my mom, she hated doctors. She had white coat syndrome at its best. So anyway, she, we went out throughout the day or whatever, and we eventually got home. It was like getting close to dark by the time we got home. And so she called me back, like after we were home for about 30 minutes. She called me and she said, I think I'm gonna go ahead to Pri-Med and just, because I think it might be bronchitis or something like that. And I'm like, okay. But you guys, I don't know what it was. I guess maybe it was God preparing me. I don't know. But it was something in my spirit. Just, it wasn't right. I wasn't okay with it. And I wanted to go with her. But I knew that she wasn't going to let me go because I have my daughter, Belle. She's for my soul. She's not going to let her go to any place where somebody's sick. I already knew that. So I said, okay, that's fine. Well, my dad, he was away fishing, and he was coming in. He had been gone all day. He pulled in She was leaving, and they went together. Well, the feeling that I had, it was so overwhelming. So I packed up my baby, and I took her down to a neighbor's house. And my son, by the way, was with my husband, my ex-husband now, but my husband at the time. And I took the baby down to a neighbor's. I never left her with anybody other than my mom or the daycare, so I was very overprotective of her. And but I did it. I wrapped her up and took her down there to the neighbor, and I was like, something's wrong. I just need to see her, make sure that she's okay. My mom's okay. Can you please just keep Belle for a little bit? And she was like, okay, but I really didn't even give her a chance to respond. I just set the baby and I left. So I go to Prime-Med, and I don't see my dad's truck. I turn back around and go towards the hospital, and I see the truck. So go in the hospital. She's sitting there in the waiting room, and something about when I seen her face, I immediately took a deep breath, like, okay, she's all right. We sat there in the waiting room, and my dad was outside smoking, and me and her, we just talked. I don't know, we just talked about random stuff. It was crazy. And then she was like, well, wait a minute. But she said, well, Justin must be back, which is my ex-husband. He must be back with the kids. And I said, oh no. She was like, well, what did you do with Belle? I said, I left her at Ruby's house. She was like, Ruby's house? What? Ruby ain't had a baby in 20 years. What are you doing? Why would you do that? Go get my baby. Go get my baby. And I'm just like, Mom, it's fine. I just wanted to see. She was like, you see, I'm fine. I'm here. Go. Okay, yes, ma'am. Because what else do you say when your mama tell you to do something other than yes, ma'am, and you do it? So I left, and that was the last time that I seen my mom be my mom. By the time she got home, my dad brought her home, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? I have the baby here. She's not gonna want me to take her out, because by this time, it's well into 10:30, 11 o'clock. She's not gonna want me to have the baby out in the night air, So I'm calling, nobody's answering. Like 45 minutes later, my dad calls me. He said, Shayla, your mama gonna fuss at me for calling you, but something's not right. She went in the back and she passed out or fainted or something, they said, and when she got back up, she just hasn't been right since. I'm like, but they released her? And he said, yeah, they said, they gave her medicine for bronchitis and let her go. But he said, but something's not right. He said, just wrap up the baby and come. I said, okay. Now, some of you probably know my dad and knows that he's pretty cool as a cucumber until he's not. So the fact that he called me, so I wrap up the baby, and I go to see what's going on with my mom. And I'm walked in, and I put the baby in the playpen, and she laid there in her recliner, and she was just sweating, and I kept asking her. I said, Mom, I think we need to go back to the hospital. And she was saying, no, I'm not going to the hospital. I just came from the hospital, and you see how I am now. I shouldn't have never went. I should have stayed at home. I was like, but Mama, something's got to happen. She said, no, I will wait and I'll go to the doctor on Monday. So I sat there and I'm going to wait it out. And then I seen her start to anyway, it gotten so bad that I ended up calling 911 anyway, against her wishes. And when they came, she was mad, of course, but you know, I knew that she wouldn't have made it through the night at home. She just wouldn't have. So we go to the hospital, and I honestly, as much detail as I remember, I don't remember how I got there. I don't remember my baby. Like, I think my ex-husband had came in by then and gotten the baby. I don't remember any of that. But stayed in the hospital for a while, and they were trying to run tests and stuff, and she passed away that Sunday morning. It's around 7. And right when she passed away, she was having a stroke. And I was in the room with her. And right before she started to have this stroke, I was talking to her, and she was talking back, and she was like, I'm so hot, and I'll get the rag and I'll wipe her face. And I asked her, I was like, Mama, do you want to pray? She said, yeah, pray. And so we prayed. And I knew, because I could just hear. I could hear God telling me I have to take her. I heard. But I just kept saying in my head, God, no, I need her. My dad was outside somewhere, and while I was standing there, I seen her face, and I knew it was a stroke, and I yelled out to the doctor, she's having a stroke. As I'm coming out of the room saying that, my dad's walking in, and he hears what I say. He looks and he sees my mom, and he just passes out. So I'm here, 26, standing in the emergency room with the dad and my mom had just passed away. I don't think I'll ever forget that day. It was surreal. It was those first couple of moments, you know. You don't understand it unless you've been through it. I remember my boss telling me that I called her and I left her a message. And I remember calling her. I don't personally remember what I said, but I remember her saying, like months later, she told me, she said, your message you called and you said, Lyra, I think my mom just passed, so I probably won't be in tomorrow. That's, I guess, how surreal it was. So I just didn't even realize or believe it, maybe. Went through the funeral stuff, and it was all one fluid motion where you just do what has to be done. And your house is full of people, and they all promise to be there for you. And I remember sitting around the table with some friends and family, or so-called friends and family, and I was saying, I was telling them how, what do I do with my day now? And they were like, oh, we're gonna go, and I'm gonna pick you up, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go there, and you're not gonna be alone. You're not gonna be alone. And my mom kept me so protected. I didn't realize that people were lying to me. I mean, when it's the hype and it's what's going on, you get all these people with the rips on Facebook and all this stuff, but after they leave, after they eat and drink and leave, they didn't come back. I tried a couple of times to reach out to some family members and do something with them so that I'm not sitting there thinking about what just happened in my life. And they were all gone, or they didn't answer their phones. It was only a couple that actually wanted to come and hang out, and when they did, all they wanted was money. So eventually I gave up on them, and I went back to what I knew. And in the morning I would get breakfast, and at lunch I would pick up lunch, and I would go to the graveyard, and I would sit and I would eat my lunch, or I would eat my breakfast. That was what I did for years. And then after that, anger set in. I was angry at the people who had taken advantage of me, or the people who said they were going to be there and they weren't. And I took it out on people. I didn't want to deal with people. I didn't, because I felt like I've already lost the one person that I thought I could not live without. So nobody else mattered other than my children. I ended up getting divorced. I didn't want to hold on to that, which it was a mockery in itself. I became a different person. I was so cold. The moment somebody made me mad, I wrote them off. That was it. It took a couple people that came into my life that they weren't even family to break some things. in my spirit, so that I was able to let go of the hate that I had for people and the anger I had. And I realized that that wasn't my mother. My mother, I see her go through losing her mother. And I remember her saying, I don't want you to hurt like I hurt. But I still let it consume me anyway. I realized that my mother did so many things for people. She was relatable. She talked to people. She helped them. I remember her sending food and putting in kids' backpacks because she would cook food, take it to them, and send it home with them because they told her, that they didn't have food when they got home. She did things like that. When I was little, and I had some bully that kept taking my snack and my mom, and I was so angry. And my mom was like, baby, don't be angry. If they take it, it's probably because they don't have any themselves. So she started packing me 2. They give 1 to that person and 1 for me. And when I gave it to them the first day, they said, it's for me? And I said, yeah, my mom sent it for you. And then all of a sudden, they stopped picking on me, and they were okay. And my mom sent them for the rest of the school year, every day without fail, because that's who she was. And I got to realize I want to be that person. I want to help people too, but I can't do that if I'm angry all the time. If I'm holding grudges for what people have done to me or how they left. There's stuff that goes on right now that they invite my dad to. They invite because I didn't go out, I guess, initially, but no, I didn't, because I was hurt. But now it's like, they don't. I'm an outsider in my own family. But that's okay, because I'm going to still greet them with love the same way my mom would have done. And I'm going to continue to grow and be a better person. It's taken 10 years for me to get where I am right now. It's a start. Anyway, I hope that this was a help to someone, that you guys understand that you're not alone in being angry and people leaving, and know the pain. It doesn't go away, but in time you will learn how to deal with it better. Just keep praying, seeking God. And it'll get better. Peace and blessings.